Danielle here for Neat and Tangled March 2013 release. I'm excited to be back with another release. Our last one was back in January. And just to keep you guys up to date, we will be doing a new release every other month. So we had one in January, now we'll have one in March, and then the next one will be in May, and so on. And the releases will be on the smaller side. It'll usually be 3 new sets. They'll be a mixture probably of 4x6 and 3x4, or even a 2x3. But I just think this is a good approach because it gives you a chance to use what you already purchase. And since the releases are smaller, if you really like what you see, then you're able to, you know, get it all at once, and it's a lot more affordable than, you know, say having 5 new stamp sets released every month. It's really hard to keep up with a company when they're just putting out so much good product. And so I thought that this would be a nice way to do it. I know for me, I thought about as a consumer what I would like if I, you know, really liked a company, and I think that this will be a good approach for Neat and Tangled fans. And so I'm going to go ahead and get started. For our March release, we have 3 new sets, 2 4x6 sets, and 1 3x4. And I think you're really going to love these. Some are similar to sets you've seen, and some are, you know, very new. And so the first set that you get to see this week is very similar to an old favorite, and that is On the Strip. That one came out in January. It's by far one of the most popular sets that I've put out, and so I have a couple others lined up, and I figured why make you wait. So you get to see now. The first set being released for March is On the Strip 2. And I apologize because these are my samples, and so they're already they've already been loved, so they're a little bit stained, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp them out for you. But it is a 4x6. It's On the Strip 2, and it has a lot of fun patterns. And I apologize, this one's kind of hard to see because it's stained like a kind of a dark purple, so I'll pull it out and you'll be able to see the pattern a little bit better. So you're going to get 5 stamps in here, and just like with the original On the Strip, they are a little bit over 5.5 inches long, so that on your standard card base, this is a 4 1/4 by 5.5 card base. When you go to stamp it, you'll get perfect coverage all the way across. You're not going to have to worry about you know, perfectly lining it up. You have a little bit of room on each side, so it's very easy to stamp all the way across a 5.5 card base, or obviously across the width of 4 1/4 as well. So I will go ahead and stamp these all out for you. Some of these, I did these 2. Plaid is a really big thing. A lot of people like to create their own plaid patterns, so I gave you 2 solid stamps so that you could do that. You could obviously also use it just any, oh, and before, I have marker here. This is, I'm not bleeding, this is some Copic marker. I don't know if any of you are like me and procrastinate and wait until the day of the end of a publication call to make cards, but I have pretty much all day been making Christmas cards for the current paper crafts call, which ends tonight, Monday night. So I have like red and green everywhere around here. Anyway, so these are the stamps On the Strip 2. I'm going to go ahead and stamp them out. So you get the 2 solid, so you can make plaid patterns, like I said. You get this one really, this one's really neat. It's kind of my favorite, and I really, really love how Shar used it to cross-stitch her card. What a genius idea. But it's just a lot of little, you know, polka dots. You'll get one that's just solid with, you know, stripes, and then you get a really fun wood grain. There's a lot of wood grain pattern stamps out there. Wood grain is one of my absolute favorite patterns of all time, so I definitely wanted to work that into the On the Strip series, and so this is just kind of fun and funky and fresh wood grain pattern stamp. And so I'm going to go ahead and stamp them all out for you. And I also, if you know me, you know that I love the Hero Art Shadow Inks. They're pretty much the only dye ink that I use when I stamp. I use Hero Arts inks and I use Distress inks, and that's pretty much it. Those are my 2 go-tos. These are perfect they're not splotchy, they dry super evenly, and they have really beautiful colors. And so I've picked up a couple of their newest colors that they released from their from Winter CHA, and so I figured I would use them now so you can see them too, in case you're curious as to the color, you know, what they might look like. You will get to see them here, and I have 5 of the new colors. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started, and I'll stamp these out for you. There are 3 sets, like I said, so today, tomorrow, and Thursday, and there will be a giveaway each day, so make sure that you comment so that you can win. And I've showed this before, but if you're new to these particular types of stamps, when you have a long stamp like this and you want to get it nice and straight, the easiest way, instead of taking it and trying to get it on your block straight, because chances are it'll be a little crooked, is just to kind of pick it up and then plop it down. And it usually kind of arranges itself into a nice straight line. So you just pick it up and plop it down and then go in with your block and get it. I can't tell if this is crooked or if I just put it on the block crooked, but we'll see when I stamp it. So the first ink that I'm going to be using, the first stamp is the smallest of the 2 solid stamps, and the Hero Arts ink I will be using is Soft Cantaloupe, and this is one of my favorite of the new colors. So I'll get that nice and inked up, and I'll stamp it on here, and you'll see that it'll go right across, and I apologize if I stamp crooked, but I can't really see over the camera. So there we go. That's the first of the 2 solid ones, and you can see it's a nice, kind of a nice thin line. Not too thin, not so thin that it's annoying to work with the stamp, but nice enough that you could use this to create all sorts of patterns on your card. And then I will use the next largest, the second, the larger of the 2 straight solid stamps. And I'm going to use another one of my favorite new inks, and that's Pale Tomato. And then the Soft Cantaloupe and Pale Tomato go together perfectly. They kind of remind me a little bit of the Neat and Tangled colors, so that might be why I like them so much. So I'll go ahead and stamp this one to be able to see the difference in the size. There we go. I'm trying to get them as straight as I can, but it's really hard to see. So there's the second one. Another nice solid stamp, and you can see that the Hero Arts ink stamps so well. They cover the stamps really well for a dye ink, which is hard to accomplish. And it looks a little bit splotchy sometimes when you first stamp it, like right here, but when it dries, it'll dry perfectly smooth. And it'll lighten up just a smidge when it does dry as well. So next up, I'll stamp the ones with all the polka dots. And I really have to, I know I said it before, but Shari's use of this to do the cross stitch, when I saw her card, when she sent me her card, I like couldn't even believe it. I think my jaw really hit the floor, because that was such a genius idea. I never would have thought to do that. And I have to apologize because I have like a piece of a baby wipe or a paper towel stuck on here. Of course. I'm really bad at cleaning my stamps. And this is why. See what happens when I clean them? I get fuzzies on them. So here we go. And the next color I use is going to be this really pretty, I'm not much of a blue person, but I do like the cornflower and the navy. And so this is the cornflower from Hero Arts, along with the dotted stamp. And I haven't actually stamped this ink out yet, so it's kind of my first time seeing it too. And like I mentioned with the original on the strip set, these are great for building backgrounds, just creating an accent on the card. You could also do kind of a faux washi with it, which is nice. Just a lot of uses for these stamps. Really versatile. I've seen people use them on their cards and on their blogs and stuff in so many different really creative ways. And next I'm going to use the navy, which is also a really pretty blue. And I'm going to use the stamp that has the stripes. I'm always so paranoid. I just ink up really well. Okay. And I'll stamp that one. Oh, look, see? Fuzzy. Oh well, I'll clean that later. There's like a little dot here that's actually from a fuzzy, I think from a baby wipe that's stuck on my stamp. And then the last one we have in the set is the wood grain, and I don't know, I can't really decide between this one and the polka dot one, which one's my favorite. But I'll stamp this one out for you too. And you can see that mine now has actually kind of a neon tint to it. I think I must have used this with a neon ink, if I had to guess. And this is the charcoal mid-tone ink. I'm always looking for good grays, and this is definitely a good gray. Okay, and then I'll stamp it at the very bottom for you. Ta-da! And there's the wood grain. So there are the 5 stamps that are included in this On the Strip set that are going to be available for purchase. Forgot to mention, all 3 sorry, it's late. All 3 stamp sets will be available for purchase Thursday, March 7th at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And just before they become available for purchase, I will announce the giveaway winner so that, you know, obviously you don't go and buy something if you want it. And I'm also going to wait until Thursday to restock all of the sequins. So they will be restocked Thursday morning as well. That way, if you were looking for sequins and you wanted to order them, you don't have to place 2 orders this week. You can just get it all at once on Thursday. And just so you know, I will be adding a few new colors of sequins on Thursday. And in fact, probably tomorrow night in the video, I'll go ahead and just show you some of the new colors of sequins that will be in the shop as well. Let me just hold this up. So this is On the Strip 2. You'll get the 2 solid stamps that you see up here at the top. The one with kind of the polka dots, the dotted one with the stripes, and then your wood grain. So these are really classic, everyday stamps that you can use to build backgrounds, faux washi, all sorts of things. So there you go. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and don't forget to comment below to enter to win today's giveaway.